What's up, YouTube? My name is Vinny Fraser, also known as Vincentius Music, here with my beautiful fiance
Becca,
and we are Real Reactions. Blah. What's up, YouTube? Thanks for coming to our channel today. Real Reactions here, and today we're getting back into some Immortal technique, finally. And we are going with Dance with the Devil, even though I said that we weren't going to do it.
and I said, yeah, we are.
She did, and a lot of you commented and said, of course you're going to do Dance with the Devil, why wouldn't you? And I said, okay, you're right, I guess. It's because for 6 minutes and 48 seconds I can recite every single word in the song. So that's why I didn't want to do it. But hey, it's what you want. You gotta give the people what they... Alright, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to like the video in the description that we are reacting to. And don't forget, if you change your perception, you can change your reality.
Yes.
Immortal technique, man. One of the very first songs that ever really blew my mind, shook my world.
Oh my gosh, me too. Like, when I first heard this song, I just remember, like, what? He said that? Like,
yeah.
I once knew a nigga whose real name was William. His primary concern was making $1 million, being the illest hustler that the world ever seen. He used to fuck movie stars and sniff coke in his dreams. A corrupted young mind at the age of 13. Nigga never had a father and his mom was a fiend. She put the pipe down, but for every year she was sober, her son's heart simultaneously grew colder.
Dude, that shit right there. Like, for every year she put the pipe down, her son's heart grew simultaneously colder, man. Like, at the same time is what he's saying, obviously, but, like, it's just such a hard metaphor, man, or such a hard perception, I guess, you know.
Pipe down, but for every year she was sober, her son's heart simultaneously grew colder. He started hanging out, selling bags in the projects, checking the young chicks.
so, like, every year that she tried to do better, so, like...
He never had a father, and his mom was a fiend.
Yeah, so, okay, so then during the, like, major adolescence, like, 0 through 6 is, I think, when you absorb the most things, right? So, when she stopped doing drugs, right, she put the pipe down, stopped doing drugs, that's when he, like, something flipped in his mind, and he resorted back to what he knew, because it was different, right? So, he kept getting colder and colder, even though she was trying to do better.
He grew colder. He started hanging out, selling bags in the projects, checking the young chicks, looking for hit-and-run prospects. He was fascinated by material objects, but he understood money never brought respect. He built a reputation because he could hustle and steal, but got locked once and didn't hesitate to squeal. So criminals he chilled with.
So criminals didn't think he was real. Criminals eat children. They didn't think he was real. That's what he's about to say. I should have paused a little later, but that's the key right there, man, is that he didn't hesitate to squeal because he was so afraid when he got arrested, when he got locked up. That's literally the turning point. Like, that's his fucking God.
Well, because all he built up was that reputation.
Yeah, then he squealed.
So then he squealed.
There goes that.
There goes the reputation, the only thing he ever worked towards.
Hustle and steal, but got locked once and didn't hesitate to squeal. So criminals he chilled with didn't think he was real. You see, me and niggas like this have never been equal. I don't project my insecurities on other people. He fiended for props like addicts with pipes and needles.
The first time I ever heard him say, I don't project my insecurities onto other people, I took that shit to heart, man. For this whole time, since the first time I heard this song when I was like, I don't know how old, but I say that to people all the time, man, about projecting insecurities, because sometimes you can be so frustrated with someone and really you're just mad about something that's you're causing. It's so weird how we do that, or how we can hate something about someone that we don't know and we hate it about them because it's something that we hate about ourselves. It's crazy, man.
Don't project my insecurities on other people. He fiended for props like addicts with pipes and needles, and so he felt he had to prove to everyone he was evil. A feeble-minded young man with infinite potential, the product of a ghetto-bred capitalistic mental. Coincidentally, dropped out of school to sell weed, dancing with the devil, smoked until his eyes would bleed. But he was sick of selling trees and gave in to his greed.
But he was was sick of selling trees and gave into his greed.
Yeah, because there's other things that can make
He
you
wanted
money.
he wanted the materialistic.
He started going after the money.
Everyone trying to be trife, never face the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be gods, angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot.
Pause it.
There's no
Do you know what the
diversity
melting pot
because
is?
we're all burning in the melting pot.
Do you know what a melting pot is?
Well, yeah, it's a melting pot. It's a pot of everything in it melting. What do you mean?
No, like a Okay, that there's one thing, a melting pot. But a place where a variety of peoples, cultures, or individuals assimilate into a cohesive whole. So what he's saying is that we're like all in this melting pot burning because we can't figure out how to just do things like morally sound, right?
Yeah.
So he's in the melting pot, but he's... Yeah.
There's no diversity because we're all burning in the melting
No, there is
pot.
so much diversity. Like a melting pot is a diverse
I know, but he said there's
population.
no diversity because we're all burning in the melting
Yeah,
pot.
there you go.
So Billy started robbing niggas anything he could do to get his respect back in the eyes of his crew. Starting fights over little shit up on the block. Stepped up to selling mothers and brothers the crack rock. Working overtime, making money for the crack spot. Hit the jackpot and wanted to move up to cocaine. Fulfilling the Scarface fantasy stuck in his brain. Tired of the block niggas treating him the same. He wanted to be major like the cutthroats and the thugs. But when he tried to step to him, niggas showed him no love. They told him any motherfucking coward can sell drugs. Any bitch nigga with a gun can bust slugs. Any nigga with a red shirt can front like a blood. Even Puffy smoked the motherfucker up in the club. But only a real thug can stab someone till they die. Standing in front of them, staring straight into their eyes. Billy realized that these men were well guarded, and they wanted to test him before business started. Suggested raping a bitch to prove he was cold-hearted. So now he had a choice between going back to his life or making money with made men. Up in the sight, his dreams about cars and ice made him agree a hardcore nigga is all he ever wanted to be. And so he met them Friday night at 2:45. Everyone trying to be trife, never face the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance for...
Bro, I love it. I love how he did this whole shit. I love it.
Everyone trying to be trife, never face the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be gods, angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. They drove around the project slow while it was raining, smoking blunts, drinking and joking for entertainment, until they saw a woman on the street walking alone, 3 in the morning, coming back from work on her way home. And so they quietly got out the car and followed her, walking through the projects. The darkness swallowed her. They wrapped her shirt around their head and knocked her onto the floor. This is it, kid, now you got your chance to be raw. So Billy yoked her up and grabbed the chick by the hair and dragged her into a lobby that had nobody there. She struggled hard, but they forced her to go up the stairs. They got to the roof and then held her down on the ground, screaming, "Shut the fuck up and stop moving around." The shirt covered her face, but she screamed and clawed. So Billy stomped on the bitch till he broke in her jaw. Them dirty bastards knew exactly what they were doing. They kicked her until they cracked her ribs and she stopped moving. Blood leaking through the cloth, she cried silently. And then they all proceeded to rape her violently. Billy was made to go first, but each of them took a turn, ripping her up and choking her until her throat burned. Her broken jaw mumbled for God, but they weren't concerned. When they were done and she was lying bloody, broken and bruised, one of them niggas pulled out a brand new 22. They told him that she was a witness for what she'd gone through, and if he killed her, he was guaranteed a spot in the crew. He thought about it for a minute, she was practically dead, and so he leaned over and put the gun right to her head.
I'm falling and I can't turn back. I'm falling
life. He thought about the cocaine with the platinum and ice, and he felt strong standing along with his new brothers. Cocked the gat to her head and pulled back the shirt cover, but what he saw made him start to cringe and stutter, cause he was staring into the eyes of his own mother. She looked back at him and cried cause he had forsaken her. She cried more painfully, and when they were raping her, his whole world stopped. He couldn't even contemplate. His corruption had successfully changed his fate, and he remembered
his corruption had successfully changed his fate. Bro, and how he said the whole hook, right, is like about how he's talking about like dance with the devil, right? Like dance with the devil on a cold cell block, right? Like at 2:45, I forgot how he worded it. So we met them Friday night at 2:45. That's 2:45. In numerology, that's 11. You know what I'm saying? He's a thinker, man. So like everything matters, dude. It's so fucking good.
This part right here when he was like talking about how it was his mother, like that's the part that just like threw me back in my seat, and I was like, oh my gosh, could you imagine? Could you imagine wanting to be that person and then like getting to the top and feeling all strong and powerful, and then taking it off, and it's the person that gave birth to you, the person that.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is one of the. It's the very first hip hop song that ever really smacked me in the face. I'm like, goddamn.
cocaine with the platinum and ice, and he felt strong standing along with his new brothers. Cocked the gat to her head and pulled back the shirt cover, but what he saw made him start to cringe and stutter, cause he was staring into the eyes of his own mother. She looked back at him and cried cause he had forsaken her. She cried more painfully, and when they were raping her, his whole world stopped. He couldn't even contemplate. His corruption had successfully changed.
Like that too, man. She cried more painfully than when they were raping her. Like, goddamn, bro.
Yeah, and to feel that, what is it, as a parent, like the disappointment.
Yeah.
And like, how could you be participating in an act like this? Like, you know.
He looked back at him and cried cause he had forsaken her. She cried more painfully, and when they were raping her, his whole world stopped. He couldn't even contemplate. His corruption had successfully changed his fate, and he remembered how his mom used to come home late, working hard for nothing, cause now what was he worth? He turned away from the woman that had once given him birth, and crying out to the sky cause he was lonely and scared, but only the devil responded cause God wasn't there. And right then he knew what it was to be empty and cold, and so he jumped off the roof and died with no soul. They say death takes you to a better place, but I doubt it. After that they killed his mother and never spoke about it. And listen, cause the story that I'm telling is true, cause I was there with Billy Jacobs and I raped his mom too. And now the devil follows me everywhere that I go. In fact, I'm sure he's standing among one of you at my shows, in every street cipher listening to Little Thug's flow. He could be standing right next to you and you wouldn't know. The devil grows inside the hearts of the selfish and wicked. White, brown, yellow, and black color is not restricted. You have a self-destructive destiny when you're inflicted, and you'll be one of God's children that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. So when the devil wants to dance with you, you better say never, because a dance with the devil might last you forever.
The dance with the devil may last you forever.
That part too, man, when he's like, I was there with Billy Jacobs and I raped his mom too. I'm like, God, bro. Yeah. Imagine writing this. Yeah. Immortal technique.
He didn't kill his mom though. He jumped off the roof with no soul.
Yeah, he said we killed his mom and never spoke about it.
Yeah. Until this album came out.
Hey man, hell yeah, Immortal Technique, more Immortal Technique coming to the channel. Sorry it took us so long to get back. Comment below some of your favorites. We'll get to it as soon as we can. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to go and head over to Immortal Technique's platforms and show him some love. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next one, man. Real reactions, we out of here.